Yo viewers, here is a Lakewood 1600 DX VN. This is a 16-inch 3 speeds Oscillations model. And these were not really Lakewood's best work. Not particularly fond of these. They're very cheap. And at least this particular one, I find it to be very loud. And the amount of air that's moved is not much. I think at the time, the last comparable, which would have been, not this exact one, but something like this, I think these were a lot better in terms of performance. I don't think this one has a riveted motor, but the 12-inch one had riveted motors, so it's a pain to service it. Cord is super short, it's like maybe 4 feet at most. It's very short. It's polarized. Not sure exactly how old these are. I think they're a product of the 90s. Yes, they were still built with some degree of quality, but not the quality that it used to be there. 1 amp. It's a lot of power because I think it's a PSC motor. The Lasko ones, I believe, are only rated for 0.9, and they seem to perform a lot better. So, let's start this thing up on the low. Yeah, it's exactly as I remember. It's very noisy. Doesn't move much air at all. Which is unfortunate, but usually Lakewood fans are pretty good. Well, it's just I say it's a bad fan, but the design, aerodynamics are not correct. These plastic guards were highly restrictive. You can feel the airflow is pretty good here, where it's spaced out, and then here it cuts in half or less. Because the air just can't get through. And that's part of why it's so loud. It's shaking a little bit too. Not too bad. I think the 12-inch one is actually more powerful. Seems to work better. Medium. Very disappointing airflow. And high. And this is like the low on the Lasko. It just doesn't even come close. I like it, of course, because it's Lakewood. I like almost anything that's Lakewood, but it's just not a good design. Kind of interesting to see how the companies would cheapen things out over time. Here they cheapened everything but the motor. They still used a pretty decent motor, but they cheapened everything else. Nowadays, the first thing that people cheap out is the motor. At least this thing will last a long time. The oscillation is not symmetrical. It seems to go to the right much more than to the left. And it's very fast. A very fast oscillation, which I don't like. I prefer a slow oscillation. But for what it's worth, the oscillation works just fine. And here's the low. It does have a good range and speeds. I'll give it that. Problem is, it's just way too much noise for the air that's moved. Spin down is pretty good. I've had this fan for a while now. I remember buying this, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. It was at the beginning of the channel. I purchased it at an estate sale store. I'm not sure if they're still around or not. I haven't been there in a couple of years. I bought it at the same time as I bought 2 of those Lasco amber oscillators. I think it's those 2 on that shelf over there. It's a nice example, cleaned up pretty good. The blades are nice and shiny. Only problem is the guard is starting to deteriorate. And that's just from the sun exposure, heat exposure, I don't know, whatever. It's kind of turning into like a powdery material that just flakes apart, which is not good. But hopefully it won't get much worse because I'm not leaving it in the sun. It's got a couple of cracks. Back has several cracks on it. There's a crack on the side here. It's very, very brittle, but it's still here, and hopefully it won't get any worse.